half kneeling Arnold press. The Arnold press just refers to this variation that came about because of Arnold Schwarzenegger, the bodybuilder, I'm fairly sure. So anyway, fun fact for you there. What we do here is we are going from in front of our body to the side and up. The reason that we're doing that, and I'm choosing this, is because it gets your shoulder blade to move around your rib cage. So we want to make sure that when we are doing the front portion of the overhead press that we're really bringing that elbow in front of the shoulder. We don't want to stop out here. We want to come all the way around. Now, when you're coming around, be careful to not shrug your shoulder up to get the range of motion. We want to make sure that we can get this range of motion because the shoulder blade is actually moving on the rib cage. And then we're going to come out to the side and then we're going to press up from there. So that's what's going on with our arm while we're pressing. Let's talk about the half kneeling position a little bit. You saw me using a pad. There's two reasons that you can use a pad. The first reason you can use a pad is because it feels better on your knee. There is simply no reason to be uncomfortable while we're doing an exercise. So if you need to use a pad for your knee, use a pad. The second reason is because it helps to even out our hips a little bit. So sometimes when I don't use a pad and I'm in this half kneeling position, I really feel that I kind of start to like dump down into this bottom hip, and we don't want that. I don't want you to just be hanging out on your joints here and not really active through this hip. So sometimes using a pad can kind of help to cue us to not dump down into this joint. So you see how here I'm just dumping down into that hip and it's popping out to the side. The other thing we don't want to do when we're in a half kneeling position is take our glute and shove this hip forward, okay? So that may kind of feel like a stretch on your hip flexor right here, but we actually don't want to do that because we're kind of shoving that femur forward in the socket. And that's not something that we need, especially postpartum. So you can get your pad, and even if you're not using a pad, you can still think about this the same way on the ground. What we want to do is kind of push up out of the ground just a little bit, and then we can take our heel on our front leg, and you're just going to pull back gently, okay? That's going to turn on your hamstring. Your hamstrings help anchor your pelvis, okay? Turn on your hamstring, and you're going to feel your pelvis kind of like scissor, and your hips kind of scissor. That's going to bring this hip forward just a little bit and this hip back some, okay? So that should feel a little bit better in terms of where your hips are at. And then you will press from here. So you can put your other hand out for balance if you want to. You can keep it right here. I just want you to keep some tension. Don't just kind of let it like flop by your side, okay? So here, and then you're going to be in front of your body. Your elbow is not down. Your elbow is up. There is space right here, okay? Here, out, up, down, in front. Not in front like this, in front like this, okay? All right, that's how you do it.